The Nile were initially a group of space pirates and marauders that terrorized the Outer Rim. In the book The Light of the Jedi, it is revealed that this group of pirates were only elevated into the Major League once Asgar Ro approached them with a way to take advantage of unknown or secret hyperspace routes. So how do the Nile operate? The structure of the Nile is largely based on the rule of 3, in which there are 3 Tempests that are led by Tempest runners. Each Tempest is composed with 3 different hierarchical levels. At the bottom, you have Strikes, who are fresh recruits waiting to join the next level, known as Clouds. Clouds, who are then subsequently able to make a name for themselves, are promoted to become Storms. However, you should not mistake the Nile as a well-organized group with a military-like structure. Instead, it would be more accurate to characterize them as separate roving bands of raiders that have been united under the Nihil. Each Tempest is most likely organized slightly differently, and often takes on the qualities and traits of their leaders. The true nature of the Nile structure is important to note as it determines the behavior and tactics that they use. When they are seated in the Great Hall in which they party and get smashed, the Nile are usually seated among their own Tempests, and within the Tempests, they are usually seated with their own Clouds or Storms. This is also reflected in their battle tactics, in which the Nile often fight as individuals rather than a coordinated force, which is why during the Battle of Kur, the Nile often struggled against better coordinated forces. However, the more individualistic style of fighting often provides greater room for creativity and unpredictability, to which the High Republic and the Jedi learned at great cost. The starfighters and battleships that the Nile use vary from one to another due to their individualistic styles, at times showing shades of the owner's culture or homeworld. But what is consistent throughout all the designs is that the Nile have a uniform preference for a more violent and punk-like architectural taste. Another notable tactic that the Nile use is gas of various forms. Especially during shipboarding of enemy vessels, the Nile tend to use gases that either incapacitate or outright kill their victims, which is why they can often be found wearing masks that protect them from their own weapons. When it comes to the personal arms of the Nile, there is no semblance of uniformity, and the equipment used is often as varied as the origins of its members. The culture of the Nile is pretty straightforward. Their primary concern is to take whatever and however they can. Anything that eludes them is subsequently destroyed. Additionally, the Nile have no qualms about punishing failure severely. Should any member of the Nile make a mistake that proves costly, they are punished through pain or ejected into space. The Nile are also united in what they call riding the storm, characterizing themselves as a violent storm that sweeps in and takes what it wants. The violent and merciless culture of the Nile was infamous during the High Republic era in the Outer Rim, often known for not leaving any survivors in their wake, except for a rare 1 or 2 individuals. On the surface, the Nile are led by an individual whom they call the Eye. The first man to become the Eye was Asgar Ro, who provided hyperspace routes and coordinates known to the Nile as the Paths. However, it is later revealed that the Eye is not the one who produces these paths, but rather an incredibly gifted individual known as Mary Senteca. Mary Senteca and her ability is a closely guarded secret of the Eye, to which even Tempest runners have no knowledge of. It should be noted that Mary Senteca is most likely an ancestor to Lord Senteca, a galactic explorer during the era of the New Republic. Mary Senteca is crucial as the Eye, which has no Tempest of its own and is reliant on this secret to retain power within the Nile. Traditionally, the power structure on the Nile is shared between the Eye and the Tempest runners. During any major decisions that involve the whole Nile, a vote is taken to decide its outcome, with the majority taking precedence. However, in times of a draw, the vote of the Eye takes precedent. This was a system that was created by Asgar Ro as a way to institutionalize the power of the Eye. As such, any and all profit that is earned from the raids is split equally between the Tempest and the Eye. However, following the Battle of Kur and under the leadership of Machion, the Nile have undergone rapid changes to their power structure. Following the death of Kesaf, a Tempest runner, the Nile now only have 2 Tempests left, which means that in terms of voting, the Eye now has the equivalent of 2 votes. The dramatic shift in balance of power has resulted in consolidating the position of the Eye as the undisputed leader of the Nile. We should also expect some fundamental changes to the way in which the Nile operate in the future. And this dramatic shift in power brings along it greater ambitions for the Nile. So what do you guys think? I'm loving this new era so far and I can't wait for more content to come out. If you like what you're seeing, please consider subscribing and liking this video. I am the Lost Acolyte,
and I have spoken.